Hello everyone, and welcome back to Vampire the Masquerade, Shadows of New York. We've also received our first trait, because that's apparently a thing. Traits are apparently a thing. Apparently that's how they're going to change things up this time. It's by having us have... That's the dictionary. They don't even have a different thing for traits. But anyway, yeah. Loyal to the end. Thing is, it doesn't really tell us what our trait does. But anyway, some choices in the game will push Julia towards different ways of thinking, which will have a lasting effect on her throughout the story. So because we decided, you know what, instead of saying, hey, we're flexible with the camera error, we chose, hey, nah, we're not. That means we're apparently loyal to the end with the camera error, which isn't exactly what I should have chose. But I didn't exactly want to, you know, side with the Anarchs either, so... Apparently because I didn't make that choice, we're loyal to the end with the camera error. Shrug. Here's the thing, I don't really give a damn about either side. Why can't I just go independent? As long as we don't end up with a frickin' savant. Well, here's the thing. It wasn't that bad in Bloodlines. The only problem though is I fucked up at the end of Bloodlines. Because I was supposed to speak more with the Setite, go to learn about the ability to challenge what's-his-face before the end, and I didn't. So I think we just blew up at the end, and I couldn't really do anything about it. Yeah, fun times. You'll see a brief pop-up on the top of the screen anytime you receive a new trait. You can always view any unlocked trait in the large screen here, just at the top left icon. We're not going to explain what the traits mean, but you can see them now. Remember that roofless nest is the mark of a true Lysander, but you might walk an overpath before reaching that destination. Okay. Oh, and once again, it ended before we actually rested. Whoops. My bad. Oh, snap. Of course I thought this was just a still image, but there's a slight motion to things. I already told you you'd make it big. Because remember, we can't exactly do our makeup because we're La Sombra and we can't really see a reflection in the mirror. I get rid of these answers to just use me as a pawn in some stupid fourth-dimensional chess game. No shit. Welcome to Vampire Politics. The Jihad and all that. As far as keeping you off the chessboard, don't be a glass half-empty buzzkill. Or somebody make a scapegoat or something. Well, that sounds actually very plausible. That sounds very plausible. But that's what they would do a lot. Because we're barely considered part of the camera. We're just there as sort of a formation, like the Lysander needs some representative, and we're that. No one really respects us that much. So we're just sort of there, which means, yeah, sure, we're probably the most liable scapegoat they have, where they can just say, nah, she was working on her own intentions. We don't really have any claim over her. What she was doing wasn't our idea. And just there were all types of us. And they probably declare a blood hunt on us afterwards. Always fun. Everybody's saying I could write a book about living with the 21st century Lee Harvey Oswald. I don't know if a joke like that. I haven't killed anyone. True, honey, neither did Oswald. Yeah, right, but I keep forgetting. Stop working on mess your face up. You know it's gonna suck when they come and murder Dakota to get at me. It's really gonna suck. It's gonna be like Bloodlines with a well, hey, by the way, Heather's dead. Wait, what? Yep. Actually, I don't think she died last time because, you know. Or did she? I can't remember. We did join the Savant after all, and it's like, well, they're not gonna murder her, so did she die or not? Question mark. Sorry. Hard a bit when she's busy working on your makeup. It's hard to take care of your appearance, especially your face when you came in and see yourself in the mirror. Not that I've ever been particularly good at, but we've mentioned this how many times? Several, I remember. It's like they have to reaffirm the fact that we can't do our makeup because we can't see ourselves in the mirror. And Dakota doesn't seem to mind. I'm a golf dress-up doll. Well, that's gotta be fun. Presence in my own life is one of the few good things that my sire provided for me before fucking up to Chicago. I'm surprised they were, because the whole thing. Because here's the thing. Quater would have been like, no. No attachments. No. But Cyrus like, yeah, sure, why not? You go keep her. It'll be fun. Alright, I'd be told to find myself a girl, but many proclaim, myself included, finds the eyes of girl, the idea of girls distasteful. I guess the Somber don't certainly care that much for girls. Forget about that. Girls are what you get when you give a mortal your vampire blood without trying those first. An underling, a toady, a thrall. What kind of really like to use them? Hell, Karen thought the very concept was beneath her and refused to explain it. I mean, we could have made her a girl. We're cat people, not dog people. We don't want mindlessly faithful servants. We want companions who rely on us, despite having, in theory, anyway, the free will not to. Current relationship of Dakota would normally be a breach of the Masquerade's rules. But the rules are different for Kender to a Camarero adjacent. He lives just like me. So that's your excuse? That's how we're getting through this? Is just, you know? We're Camarero adjacent? Seriously? I don't understand. It's like, basically, here's the rules. But, you know what, we're just gonna change them because it fits. It makes things work. Sure, why not? Simplifying how my sire made it clear that her child would not own slaves. That was the end of the discussion. So we can't have a goal. We can't praise people. But we do have a partner. Yay. Plus, I think the court mostly agreed to that request because they wanted one more thing to blackmail me with, just in case. What would you do in my place? If I had to investigate your elite's wrongdoings? Yeah. I'd probably look for those rich fucks' pedophile rings. Look with Asker, who's mentioned pizzas suspiciously often. See who has powerful friends in Manhattan jail, stuff like that. Oh, come on. No, I'm serious. Search for the deep rot and a lot of smaller crimes will get solved in the process. What's it with you and conspiracy theories? What do you mean? You just told me your bosses are having eyes wide shut parties, and suddenly you don't believe in rich people's pedophile rings? I don't know if I want to know. My point is, you act as if all the conspiracy theories are real. Like, you can't possibly believe all that shit. Half it doesn't even make sense. Well, one interesting answer or a real answer? The real answer should be the more interesting one. She moves a blush from my face to gather her thoughts. Everyone's lost nowadays. Just look at the world. It's drowning in fast that failed to cohere into a single convincing narrative or a story. I thought it said story now. That resonates. Corporate media wants you to believe in empirical thinking, but always fails to deliver moral or metaphysical truths, and people desperately lack those. So what do? They turn to conspiracists, and so they're able to navigate the world. And why is that? Because conspiracy theories give them an emotional truth that serves as a compass. Is Bill Gates trying to insert satanic microchips into my body? Probably. Oh god, it's too relevant. Probably not, I hope not. Now is he a terrible person? No idea. But there's ample evidence that might be the case. It sends ruthless business strategies. The company used to keep the philosophy for hours. If you look at him, they feel he's fishy. Wow, we're really going out there, aren't we? Some of the me presume him as a genius or a savior, and I post they want to put the mark of the beast in my body. They choose to believe me. It makes moral, emotional, and metaphysical sense to them. And ultimately, that's what matters the most. The end. Drop I want to engage with the contents of this rant too deeply. Give it this monologue yourself. Oh no, I read it on Facebook. Of course you did. Of course you did. Oh, figures. Just to make sure that scenes are okay. As far as I know, they don't cause autism. Good to hear. Anywho, I'm done. You're the best. God, we're going on with those limbs, aren't we? Just enough to make people be like, oi. Yeah, considering how many times I've done makeup on a dead body, I probably have enough job experience to be a mortician by now. That sounds like it's sounding real, but in reality it probably is the most boring thing under the sun. Yeah, like my corpse is talking to pouty and self-loathing. Well, that's us. Definitely us. Shut this carcass where you're leaving now. It's got a job to do. Go get him, Tiger. First thing I need to do, meet up with Quader tonight and report to him. I hope he knows how to guide me out of this mess. Sure, time for me in an hour or two. In the meantime, I suppose it's time to find some. What's the most dehumanizing word I could use here? Nourishment. Every time I need to quench my hunger less often if I didn't smoke. It kills you, he said, but to start killing itself, your organism must retain its life, and that uses up precious vitae. Yeah, the whole smoking thing still uses apparently blood to make us be able to function such. Pops of vitae, an ancient term for blood, in my experience rarely found outside dusty textbooks and pompous camera speeches. Finally, live cigarettes, the way they smell, the way they burn, the hot ash falling from the top, the sound of the lighter, the way they kill you, of course. Guess I need some tactical connection to who I was back when I was alive. Okay, New York City, guide my steps. Show me what I should drink up tonight. Now, what do we have here? Decisions, everyone. Oh, snap. Oh. Snap, it's her. I remember her. Someone's asking me to meet her now for the ongoing celebration of the patrician would prove an odd choice for a secret rendezvous. I think I remember that guy too. I think I remember you too. On the left is my old dead drop point, reads funny as a report. Check out V words, long time no see. I think I remember you too. Well, I definitely remember you. Dearest alive, fair night for a kiss audacious enough. Definitely picture unique taste to those in the know. Not in a glowing mood, but since I need to feed, might as well give that rumor a shot. Yeah, I remember her when we were Ventura. We went to go feed from her, but we didn't really like her blood. We made her sad. Yeah, that was a fun time. But anyway, we come back as a little sombra. But I was gonna say, wait, is it loading properly? Oh, hey, we're back here though. Yay, this club scene. No blood, no matter how exquisite, is worth suffering through this noise. I can tell once that happened to the previous DJ. It had to be sudden and unexpected for them to hire this amateur under the wire. Zero barrier to read the crowd, no sense of flow, as if that constant flashing wasn't migraine and not inducing enough by itself. Not talking about how an ordinary headache feels. I feel that. No the hunger though, which is why I'm here tonight. Purple hair girl bumps into me, head down, tears flowing down her cheeks, hands trembling as much as I'd understand it. I don't think the guy at the turntable that made her like this. Oof. She's wearing more conservative clothes this time, I believe. Cute. Oh, I'm so sorry, She broke before I could say a single word. Well, who am I to blame her? Tactical retreat probably felt like a good idea. So much for our blood. I was going to nom that, but she's disappeared. That's a polite slang for a source of blood, usually bipedal. Well, there you go. There's a cheap booze and every potential vessel is faint, but at this point the smell is all I'm getting. I think of it, I can barely remember how alcohol tastes. I have to remind myself, nah, that's dumb. The bar's pretty much free people at the moment. I'll also take a peek at the drinks menu. Some goofy fucking names, especially from a kindred's perspective. I wanted to nom what's her face, but she's disappeared. You know what, why not? Barbarian brings me a large glass conch with a celery stick. And filled with something that's more like a veggie shop than that gin-based content. I'm far from thrilled. Fuck it, here goes. Check it down in one go, it tastes like canned tomatoes someone opened it, left rotting for a decade. Their chest won't go regret soon. Here's a rubber stop sign, just as I step away from the bar. Can't see the group, but the crowd's reaction tells me all I need to know. Looks like we have a new DJ. The 5 immediately approves. Hallelujah. Pleasant moments never last. Some well-worn dude on the wrong side before he decides to hit me up or eyes me for a brief moment. Slightly too late for me to outmaneuver him. Strangely, there's no less in this case. Yeah, he seems like a predator closing on his prey. Shit, could he be the rumored Diva's delight? Kiss it, clocking me as a bloodsucker. Somehow I doubt it. How come you're here? Oh, how come you're here all alone, sweetheart? Can't pinpoint exactly what it is, but there's something irksome in the way he carries himself. As he approached me, I began to feel fatigue, like there was a sudden drop in atmospheric pressure. I'm just gonna glow. I give him a purely hateful glow. I find it really strenuous to keep my eyes on him for longer than a few seconds. Something about him that ruins the little composure I have. I think he knows that. There are spiders crawling up my spine. Is there something wrong? He'll let me. Hands off, asshole. Thing is, we haven't even gained our blood, so both are not the best choice. Let's just dominate. Barely focus on his eyes before he freezes in place for a moment. Hey, Stavin, how about you go about with that guy? Shows one of my KO command that gives me an uncertain look, but in the end, seems to do what I wanted him to do. After some meathead who immediately turns hostile on the meathead's first punch breaks the guy's nose. Don't want you to see the second one. Well, see, we didn't escalate things. We just sent him to go escalate things, so we're not very involved. Bizarrely, we could have, you know, broke his wrist. We're potent. To me, the acid didn't strain me enough. And I could feel the rest of my gut instantly making me nauseous. Hey, it's that booze. Why did we drink? Well, I'm not even sure. It was booze. I may make it to the nearest empty lounge before I begin finally throwing up for a minute straight. I sprayed the couch with the remains of that wretched cocktail. Well, that's not good. Get hold of myself as soon as my stomach can be shit shooter. Life is more than its fair share of unavoidable embarrassments. The necessary unlife-powered suit. Probably shouldn't have drank that. Now I'm time to bail and not look back. Right before I reach the edge of the purple hair girl from Mary bumps into me. Once again, this time I know it's not coincidental. Hey. Wait, please. She seems startled, gives me a pleading look. I saw what you did to the man. Are you one of them? What are you talking about? Who's them? She bares her teeth and taps the side of her neck. Oh, I get. So you are the deepest delight. She blushes innocently like I just caught her stealing cookies. Yes, it sounds silly, I know, but I thought you would try some of, you know, some of your kind. I always been told I taste good. Would you like to try? She looks at me the same way a junkie who hasn't had his hit for a while looks at a syringe. You know too much. There's no way you don't have a patron of some sort. I show up again. I do, but maybe I don't. I don't know anymore. Starts at whenever we want, then it's spiritual weeks. I don't even know his name. We were supposed to meet here tonight, but guess he didn't show up. The goat keeps talking. Now that she has found somebody new to open up to, any instinct she might have had to remain secretive is gone. That makes you wonder who thought it was a good idea to breach the masquerade for. Before I used to have a caregiver. She one of the deepest too, but she was exceptional, noble. She cared about me in a way. She always complimented the way I taste. Would you like a try? She clings to my arm like I'm Jesus Christ and Kurt Cobain at the same time. Descend from heaven exclusively to turn misery to bliss. Can't but fear some disdain. He said, promise you won't be disappointed. No, I won't be. I'm too hungry for that. I also like to pretend I'm something better than hungry from time to time. I mean, nom. I'm gonna get the better of me, but somehow I don't mind. This is what she wants, isn't it? Quick look around, nobody's paying attention. Why would they? We're just two random ghosts that seem to be into each other, yeah. Gently grab the back of her head and put my lips close to her neck. She physically trembles with excitement. As I bite down, her body softens, and I drink, savoring each sip. Sure, it tastes incredible, like an unfulfilled promise. Sweet, sweet innocence. Shame the venture can't enjoy her. Shame about that. Since I'm down, she loses her footing, weakened but undoubtedly relieved. Help her sit down on the floor, she smiles at me, joy gleaming in her eye. Thank you, that was... I really needed that. My name's... Don't talk, just rest for a while. If alone in the state of bliss, she doesn't seem to mind. Looks like I did the right thing. Right? Maybe, who knows. Leave the boom sound to the club behind me and get on with my night. Oh snap. Apparently this here is one of those days, everyone, where we get to go to two places. You know, why not? Looks like the patrician. That was the hotel where we started as a venture, I believe. Well, ended up as a venture where we got nommed and then left, and then we came back at one point, and yeah. Clarence and I was asking us to meet with her. Clean-cut staff member dressed in an impeccable company uniform smiles at me as the elevator opens. Well, you're not who you're suspecting. Good evening, ma'am. Meeting someone? I dismissed the question with an apathetic shrug. Sized him out for a brief moment, physically questioned my fashion sense over his professional acumen quickly trumps his discontent. Very well, this way, please. New York City's Novants Rich seem awfully hungry for a gourmet soup this late at night. The patrician's packed arms to the brim. Concierge points me over to the last vacant table, conveniently situated in the far off corner of the main hall. Nestled in the chair, my elbow rests on the ornate tablecloth. Watch out, oblivious white collar such a black widow in your midst. One meal might as well just get back and die of boredom. Yeah. I really need something to occupy my mind. Man, let's just figure out why, as I'm waiting, I rack my brain for any idea what the Banu Hakim Primogen wanted me here tonight. Instead of out there working my case. The hardest possibility, and the one I'm counting on, is that she's some sort of lead she was a comfortable showing her Elysium. I'm assuming that's a false hope, though. This whole investigation still feels like a joke being told at my expense. I'm trying to figure out how I feel about this. Somebody finally takes notice of me. Of course, they were quickly closes in on me, dancing habitually between the tables and addressing me before I can even utter a single word. Excuse me, ma'am, are you Miss Sawinski by chance? As soon as I nod, he hands me a carefully folded memo and leaves. The note reads, the manager of the establishment insulted the camera's authority over his negligence. When there is minor, his transgression must be penalized. I would like you to assist me in this matter. To display goodwill on your part will surely improve your standing with the higher-ups. Choose appropriate non-lethal punishment, S. Well, that's just disappointing. There was a high order to expect any help with the investigation. I guess instead, just a no chore. The best I can hope is that this really is just a friendly question, not a deliberate attempt to derail my work this early in the game. Yeah, damn it. Not sure I'd get done sometime alright here, so I can move on with more pressing stuff. Swiftly approached the manager, tapped him on the shoulder. He furrowed his brow as soon as he noticed me. I forgot what force I gave you. I'm afraid I'm busy. One of the wing staff should be able to. There's something in discuss. The VIP lounge now, if you please. His face is gone. My eyes dawned on him. Then a paler than the other, more blue blood, I guess. He immediately becomes complacent as I escort him through the side door. The room is empty, but hey, we are back here again. The VIP lounge, of course. Nobody pays me attention to the manager is as polite as he can be as he sees the patrons out. I can see he's clearly losing his shit. Quietly asked one of his staff to give him 5 minutes in the lounge and gingerly closes the doors behind him. Then the pleading starts. Well, listen, I know I screwed up. I shouldn't have let him in. How can I know he's not one of the proper clients? I don't give a listen. Hey. Whenever I employ you, I have children, for Christ's sake. There must be something. Arrangement, a way to... Just goes on as if I'm not here. Each subsequent whimper becomes more and more irritating. Just shut for a goddamn sec. My elbows finally made him hold his tongue. The last stick in the package, I take a slow puff, trying to compose myself. No use for your explanations or justifications. I don't know what sort of transgression you committed. You never let this Sansuric guy in. To be told, I don't give a shit. Now have again, I swear on my mother's grave, just... I think I would try to help, but I am pleading with his arms. I really makes him look like the biblical wayward son, swearing to change his ways. Approach him slowly with the nastiest smile I can muster. My every step, the sound of his voice falters ever so slightly. All that's left is the ambience of the room and the main lobby beyond. Then I put my finger right in his face. This is your last fucking chance if I ever have to come here again. Showing my throat-slitting gesture, the faint scent of urine begins to spread through the room. Jesus Christ, if I could see myself in the mirror right now. Don't want to be here for a second longer, I take off. Where's how close I see just ripping this guy a new asshole? Karen warned me that something in our bloodline finds sniveling weaklings detestable. Is that what triggered me? But as a condom for another occasion, I did what I was asked. And I've sure as hell wasted enough time here. I should move on. Now it's about time I had to see Crater. My kind of him to arrange a meeting in the place that's most convenient for me. Now, enters the cat scene. Angelo, Hope, Tamika, Bagathon. As far as that's better than nothing, but no evidence, really. It appears that someone had already cleaned up most of the egregious stuff before I arrived. Sounds like the Anarchs. We're trying to check that place again, but I feel I need some sort of escort to accompany me. A fast and investigator who would show me the rope, someone tall and handsome, maybe? Yeah, if you don't mind a diplomatic incident, I'll go with you. Any better ideas? Yeah, here's the thing, after that very note gave me one. Why wouldn't you set up first? D'Angelo, he's a Nosferatu private eye. Get back to you about that. You know these people? I had passing contact with each of them, part and parcel of the job, you know. Perhaps can you help me out with this? The way I tackle would be look at one person on the list every night, ask around about them, see what they know if you do manage to meet them. If I manage to meet them? They're not particularly easy to get a hold of, always prefer to be a little off the grid, but nowadays they're all practically in hiding, if not MIA or dead. What a coincidence. It's not my job to speculate. Or he knows something, but it's not at liberty to say. I guess I'll find out anyway if I do meet them. Great. Why one night each? Shouldn't I investigate every loose thread until we're satisfied? In a perfect world, you'd have all the time you needed, but this is not a perfect world. They're trying to brute force a solution to the case as soon as possible. So basically, hey, gameplay mechanics. You can't go after everyone each night. Okay, be that way. So that 4 nights from now, the celebration of power, they'll ask for your findings and that will be all. So I have 4 nights to figure shit out. Well, that's gonna be fun. Fucked up. To be brutally honest, my focus won't be on solving the murder instead. I focus on not embarrassing yourself. Fucked up. This is part of why I didn't want you to get involved. You don't possibly think Arturo had you in fault out of the goodness of his heart. The time of your investigation is just for show. You meant to be an unwitting actor. As for the lawyers I feel toward creators remember my side, or God knows the memory of my brace that hurts so much swear me, I plotted vendetta against these assholes long ago. Must be frank, even as I thought that lying to me about being sympathetic to the UC and or sister they could benefit me. They probably won't do it. It felt like betrayal. Hey, that trait coming into play. Something about the camera's ideas is still ring true to me. Belief in individual excellence and nobility of the way time tested traditionally ground us in this California new assistance. Being on the receiving end of the shade neo-feudal structure and seeing firsthand how the elites always played by their own rules regardless. Anything new, by the way? No? Okay. Can't help but think there must be something better out there. The kind of camera that would actually deserve slavish loyalty from kindred like Crater. Penny for your thoughts? You're driving my cigarette. That's right. I'm angry. What do you expect? Something different from the norm, I suppose. I know there's above the norm, I suppose. It's a nasty situation, but not one without a possible good ending inside. So I hope you can channel the anger into something productive. I could try. Where should I go first? You should go with me as it happens. I'm only out here because I was ordered to drive eyes into the article. I guess the name of a protege. Oh, so that's who Agathon is. Or was. Nobody knows. It's a complicated thing, you'll see. I'm on the clock, so let's get a move on. Vin Diesel rides again. Still not done with this bit. Not while it's still bothering you. I'm leaving you behind if you don't keep up. Like if it's... God, why did I give her this voice? Like as I already told quite numerous times at that, I have no idea what happened with Agathon. Broadway Chantry part of the Chantry of the Five Boroughs, and it's Isling's usual hangout place these past few nights. She's in her not wearing to talk. To find out about his connection to kindred going by the names of Tamika, Delantro, and Hope. I mean, here's the thing. Not all of them were in the coterie, but all of them were potential coterie members. So somehow... The wheels are starting to turn in my head. Cause actually, it could have been fucking Arturo again. Again. He could have had, you know, the protagonist from the last game murdered Callahan. I mean, that's a bit of a stretch, but that could have happened. And by the way, putting all these 4 together would put into a connection of, since they all were potential coterie members. But since there's no, you know, like taking saves from the first game over to this game, there's no way to directly link any of them to such, so... But yeah, you have any idea of his connection to kindergarten with the names of Tamika, D'Angelo, and Hope? I don't. I made a point to keep our relationship strictly professional one, and no meddling in his personal affairs unless they influence our work, that is. It only happened one time. Oh yes, the infamous Juno case. And now we're just reviewing things we did in the last game. Is that Juno case be the reason he's missing? I seriously doubt from any since I think the boys lost his appetite for studying blood magic and settled to do a little soul searching. Quite rude of him not to give me a proper warning before he departed. Still, the line of work is not particularly favored by folks of a progressive savoir faire. I don't even know. Do a search to bring him back where he started. Begging me to take him back in, the boy is telling me I did put a lot of time into mentoring him. If he doesn't well, quest sorrow, no skin off my back. So I don't even intend to possibly that he found himself in harm's way. I know an answer to that one, a researcher's mindset. She doesn't think it's worth considering the worst case scenario seriously and just takes things as they come. Like precisely, for example, climate change. Scientists don't operate this way. Most would have put a boat in their own head long ago. Well, that's a cheery thought. I'd like to search the channel for Agathon's whereabouts. A good chef already did that long ago. You'd just be wasting your time, and ours for that matter. Did you say Helene was waiting for us quite a... give the girl 15 minutes, I think. And minimal support for an ongoing investigation. Besides, she has a proclivity for finding things everyone else is overlooked. 10 minutes after you attempt to pass this door or that one up there, I could guarantee you I can't guarantee you walk out of here alive. Thank you very much, High Regent. Just get on with it. Apparently we're going into the moon. A moon. My time here is practically up and I found nothing of use. Seems like Agathon is completely dedicated to his work, even his personal quarters are as barren as it gets. No personal touch whatsoever, nothing I could go by. It's all research. He seems like such a bore. Oh sure. What would you do if you were a warlock workaholic? What would you leave clues to your whereabouts? What would you do if you found yourself in the mortal danger and wanted Dakota to know? It's loose. Alright, ghost. Yay. Was that? Yeah. Yeah, we're just facing this way, huh? First the place where I saw the shadowy sword fell. It's a brick wall and on those bricks is loose. Greater noise in another room right now, still discussing the party. It's not that bad. You have to learn how to find humor in the little things. It's the demeaning show off, that's all there is to it. It's time I worked the brick loose until I could grip it. Then tuck it as silently as possible, revealing a hole in the wall. Inside there was a book. I browsed through it quickly. Agathon's diary, that's bingo. Your 10 minutes are up, so your 15 minutes have had. Are you done now? I could just get 5 more minutes. I still feel like I could stumble upon something here if I just look a little more. No way, Julia. Time to go. Fine. Put the brick back and take the diary with me. Did look like Agathon left it so that someone in the Chanter could find it, presumably the High Regent. But my investigation takes priority for now, so I'm taking it with me. Big Quadrant and I say do and start looking for a secluded place to read the diary. Oh, well, I don't even know where we're at. Place right here should be secluded enough for me to browse through the diary. We're just someplace, apparently. Start currently skimming the books and running out sentences and paragraphs that look interesting, trying to get a general idea of what kind of person Agathon was. Or is, I hope. Hi. More really, the clearer the image of the person becomes. Been working on the region for High Region for 15 years. There's an underlying shame in the way he talks about your male magic. So he describes himself as too slow in the uptake, too late to learn something, too much of an amateur. Sure, you're into tying his self-worth to his wisdom. The entries began in 2012 were terrifyingly regular, the handwriting is edge-drawing neat, the offer's absolute dedication to studies is palpable, That there is unlike besides work and situations with the three important women he holds still. First is his master, Isaac Sturbridge, whom he reveres for their knowledge, stoicism, and willingness to experiment. We find some details about a secret workout, but no dice, so it's not curious. We there is someone finding all about his inner life, but not anything that could harm her studies. Good pupil, so a good mentor. I'm jealous. Second is an warlock has had love for Juno, whom he feels guilty about. They had a conflict in which Isaac was involved, having to choose between the two. He chose Isaac. But Agathan, there was never real love between him and Juno. Of course, it was just shared interest, then grew up disconnect. No twin guilt which made him feel responsible for her. Yeah, if I remember, we didn't really do anything about Juno. We sort of just got those notes and she disappeared. That's just excuses. He strikes me as the kind of person who spends most of his time inside his head. Doesn't sound like someone you could have a fulfilling romance with. Sure, this is not the time because the time you pettily perceive his ground zero for your fucked up mental state can armor it. Anyway, last but not least, Agathan's martyrdom. Well, Sylvia, she is the light of his life and the person who killed him after his parents died in a ritual murder. Not quite what I expected. Her used to serve as a cruel vampire in Mexico City and retribution without escape. She was the lead male used to track him down, actually. She kept him alive for a long time, but a few months ago, her heart gave up. Agathan blamed his insufficient skills, the kind of man who carries the entire world on his shoulders. Well, it doesn't sound like we're going to be visiting. Well, we could visit her ghost, couldn't we? Along with Isaac and drowned himself in work and eventually burned out. This only serious death was the only event that triggered the depressive spiral. Some kind of incident back in 2019. Doesn't cite specifics and everything. He's worried about writing down his all fake memories of the person who made him fly too close to the sun. What happened that had the same effect as his grandmother's death. New York stopped feeling like a home to him. Became arrogant, empty, grotesque, his words. Check the first page, there's a recent photographic film glued to the inner side of the cover. He's facing away from the camera, only showing his profile and striking a rather dramatic pose. It looks kind of poserish to me. Upon closer inspection, it seems like a goodbye photo. To find a melancholy glance he throws in your direction before disappearing for good. Also a single black feather. No idea what it means. Something's very nice to the photograph of a loud flourish. It looks like a poem. More than annoyed, sad. More than sad, unhappy. More than unhappy, suffer. More than suffering, abandoned. More than abandoned, alone in the world. More than alone, exiled. More than exiled, dead. More than dead, forgotten. Sedated. Marie Laurencin? That I wrote down recently. It might have resonated with his emotional state over the past few months. More importantly, it seems to confirm his intent with this diary to me. The only idea seems to be his research will outlive him. So it doesn't even in detail, it's still like some kind of tangible memory of who he was left for posterity. But that's not all, there's still a mystery to be solved. Indeed, there is still a mystery to be solved. Quite a few of the pages are at the end are missing, but it doesn't look like they're necessary move to redacted information. They're torn off from whether makes it clear the papers are ever used. Some of the preceding papers are empty as well. Could it be that? That's where it happens again. I notice a bizarre shape in my peripheral vision. Bleed. Trying to catch a glimpse as fast as possible, it's already gone. My heart could beat fast right now, it would be jumping out of my chest. Just confirming I've been seeing these apparitions ever since I turned into this. First I feel they were always there, even as a mortal. They were there sometimes in the corner of my eye, just when I tried to look directly at them, making me think it was just my mind playing tricks on me. Before the Night Clan, there were times they don't despair, there were times they talk. Times they try to force you to do their bidding, and worst of all, no, I don't want to think about it right now. Still, in my experience, they are exactly, I don't know, consciously malevolent. This one in particular was trying to help. With the book on the first empty page, I look around to make sure nobody's staring. Jameer stuff. It would make sense. Yeah, bleed. Because if he's a Tramiel, that whole blood magic thing, and since blood magic's triggered with blood, might as well. I got myself through some rage, so I keep it in my pocket just in case. It's not deep slice, I just went to the lead, drop that vitae fall into the page. That's when the letters appeal. Look at me, a clown, no longer confident in my people can be trusted. I turned to a spirit for the gamma spirit. Now that, I think that might be a bit racist. Reserve contempt. Why you for boy laugh at me? Ridiculing all I deserve. Oh, I don't just stand there like an idiot. You want to say something, say it. What the hell? Last time I expected to happen. This diary is haunted. So to quickly change your senses and images, composed shadows of blood give me a window to another reality. Not just to feel it's like a scattered remnants of emotions similar to half-remembered dream full of holes by an honest expression of one's mind. Might be interesting with me, it's just a hypothesis, but I don't know why else it would show me Callahan. Is that Ellis Island? Oh fuck, Ellis Island. Of course it is. Right. This time I don't even look in this direction, the voice makes me feel oddly confident about what I need to do. Oh. But that was why that feather's in there. I pick up the feather that was in the diary and dip into my vitae. Then write down. But I write down confusion. I understand why you agreed to see me, old man. But I'm confused as to why you'd agonize about the choice in front of me makes you seem weak, neurotic, indecisive. I have my own code of honor, Lick, not that you'd understand. Though I lick. And or choose this informative and so candid from what I can tell the camera thinks it's vulgar. Like I ever heard it at the Elysium. Whatever. Let's just get down to business. Something like this is the way these events took place. It's more like a way to explore Agatha's emotional truth about the way it all unfolded. In case it does reacted to me in some shade, the truth is better than nothing. Then in turn, if I use it right, I might find some clues that could aid me in my investigation. If I use it right, great. I have a few thoughts flowing around in my head, like alien entries trying to make their way out. Is that also affected the diary's power? Let's try. Let's just keep going down the middle, apparently. I'm curious, what is this destiny you see in front of you? There are two paths I see laid out in front of me. First is freedom, bought with a horrible price. The second one is utter and complete displacement. I haven't decided on one of these paths yet. No, but I'm afraid that choice might have already been made for me. I know what are you talking about. What did you eat? Well, if we put it outside. Why do you put this place in me anyway? It's recruited in those something in the air here, which makes all the blood magic go haywire, which is especially important. Because of me, you're still afraid I might be part of this experiment? No, because of that devil woman. Blood running code. Let's go and sit for another set starts taking that place. That I could just image to a completely different place. Get a feeling of deja vu. Perhaps that's the space different than the atmosphere. Different, more familiar, homely. This is unmistakably the Tramiel channel I visited earlier tonight. Jane, though, was the person I'd suspect. Ah, yes, you. So that's where my mean with camera in hand. God damn it. But the person I was talking about and eliciting a strong emotional reaction from was eyes thing. Well, it's probably Sophie, if anything. That waits my next command. High Regent Win. It shouldn't surprise you that these arrangements were already in place back when you started working for me. The proof was all around you all the time. You were just choosing not to look at it. Don't act like you aren't complicit, Agathon. I don't feel comfortable being a part of this at all. I always thought we were busy with science, not politics. These are the ways of uh, these are the words of a child, Agathon. Science is always relied on politics, and politics on science. Not like this, High Regent. Don't embarrass me, Agathon. Not like this. Screws disappear. I hit that no drop of blood fall on the page. Who was this time as yet no familiar face? Oh yes, you. Ah yes, Agathon. What is it you want to tell me? Like, Oz voice is a bit too much like my Valley Girl voice, but it's a bit more not like it, so let me talk to you about fate, my boy. Well, we're choosing for Agathon, eh? You goddamn rat. Beg your pardon? The harpy vanishes. Yeah, right, if I could get a courage to say this to your face. Least I could do is try and stab you in the back. Diane's I spell a little more veto on the page, but no longer works. As far as that's it, still no idea what happened to Agathon. Is he alive or is he dead? How am I supposed to know? I'm just gonna say alive. Maybe Dakota's right. I bang a glass half empty by his sculpture often. Brace for the worst, for hope for the best. The way he left his diary for someone to carry his work. The hints he strategically left aside, he's got all this planned out, no doubt about. Apparently we'll go a glass half full now. I choose to believe I will see him again one night. Maybe I'll even compliment that jacket he has. In any case, I think it's time to pay a visit to the art hall. I know Arturo tends to leave the Elysium quite often taking some fresh air and message people on his BlackBerry. Yeah, 'cause you know, we're not supposed to have cell phones because we're not supposed to have contact to the mortal world and all that. Shrug. So just wait until I see him. Dad at work, he's surprised to see me. But you're still wearing that? Miss Lewinsky, shouldn't you be busy with your investigation? I'm actually, which is why I've come to see you. I'll ask for care because I'm absolutely sure I have nothing to do with this case. You sure about that? Aren't you barking up the wrong tree? That's what I'm here to find out. I assumed you'd want to see I'm thorough. Ah yes, sure, I suppose it's commendable. What is it then? You should believe that in the last few months, you, the High Regent, Iceland, Supervisor, and Child Agathon were involved in a secretive scheme. The expression changes ever so impeccably, but the difference is palpable to me. The first time ever he looked to me as a person, and up until now, it's just an amusing diversion, now I'm something more, and he doesn't like it. And what gave you on this idea? I'm at liberty to say, if you really want to know, ask the sheriff. Of course, Grader doesn't know anything, but he's the only one in the court that Arturo has repeatedly failed to influence, then twice before approaching him. I fail to see how this matter relates to the task at hand. I urge you to think that Baron Callahan was involved, then he might have had grounds to feel for his life because of said scheme. He's tense now. Do I have the upper hand? Miss Lewinsky, please answer the question. The delicate matter you speak of has absolutely nothing to do with Baron Callahan's grim affair. It's strictly confidential affair. It would be wise of you to stop pursuing it. This relates to Sophie more than Callahan. It would be wise of you to fuck off. Can't be investigated if I'm not allowed to properly investigate. This matter is unrelated to your work and should be treated as such. I'm 100% convinced Prince Panhard would agree. Because Prince Panhard was in a blood bond with Callahan, but oh, that's too much for me to say, so... Since the pursuant forward, we can take after the prince and see if her stance differs from mine, but I think you are as naive to waste your time this way, and besides, she certainly want you to present the basis for your discovery to the court. Could you handle it? No response, goddamn. This is your face for invoking Grader, isn't it? I thought so. The High Regent side. She is, but don't worry, I'll make sure to tell her not to waste your precious time, Miss Lewinsky. So that's how you're gonna play it, you bastard. Well, I guess you win this round with strategic retreat against my choice, so don't have a full deck of cards yet. Just you wait in a few nights. I'll take my leave then. Yes, I'd do that, and if I may be so blunt, focus on the investigation avenues that aren't utterly imbecile and suicidal to pursue. Miss, I bid you adieu. Cursing under my breath as it disappears inside the auto. Guess the avenue river is cut off for me, at least for now. So basically, hey, we got some details towards the Sophie thing, but that's not what we should be looking at. 3 names left on the list. I still have some leads to go on, but for now, it's getting late. I should go to St. Patrick's to find my latest report. Oh, God, I wanted to go, in the video, but apparently we're doing this. Oh no, don't tell me I have to deal with what's his face again. When I reached the cathedral, found out for Linder's over there. It's not exactly the most punching person, so I always feel relieved to see him from afar. Time to move out before I'm noticed by Benoit. Will this be all? Guess I ran off most of it in a hurry on the way here. I'll come over a more exhaustive report tomorrow night. Busy? Looks that way, father. Our wayward girl has finally been recognized by her superiors. Here we go, of course he had to sneak up on me. Even if you heard about it, I guess it means every single king during the 5 boroughs knows. I know you're an expert when it comes to knowing who's saying what and will. The last time we met, you promised you to share that knowledge with me. Yeah, I was kind of lying. That's the 9th commandment broken. Father shouldn't you scold her. Don't follow me in your silly games, Benoit. The way you fall for obvious lies stems from your biggest failing in communication. And that is... Don't pay attention to the what that's being said and not the how. That's... Brilliant motherfucker suck it and annihilate with an absolutely flawless diagnosis. Child, don't make me regret siding with you. Sorry, Paul, I'll have against face you if you promise to keep verbally destroying that clown. You're in a strange mood tonight, child. Go and get some sleep. Yes, we will continue this tomorrow. Not showing up here tomorrow. Yes, you are. Stop breaking the 9th commandment. See you around, Julia. That's my name in a sickly sweet way that gives me the creeps. But I would follow Leonard, do my best to ignore Bennett, and head for Dakota's place. Finally, my haven. I have to hide from the sun somewhere, right? There seems to be a Dakota's place for me lately. Nobody's likely to randomly stumble upon me when I sleep, though. Yeah, compared to, like, when we were at the Venture, well, people just kept showing up at our place. Like, craters outside the door, random persons outside the door, stalkers inside the place, Sophie's there now. It's like, everyone just keeps showing up. Anyway. Finally, my haven. Hey. Hey. No tough night? You're on half of it. Want a drink? She points to her neck and manages to summon a faint smile. Yeah, that was the thing about that. I love to, but we can't do this too often. Maybe tomorrow. Because remember, if you feed 3 times, that creates sort of a blood bond. The blood dependency thing. You wanna talk then? Yeah, I guess so. Just not about work, okay? No, wait, that's if you feed from a vampire 3 times. Sit down, Esther. Not about work, huh? What's on your mind then? The past, I guess. Meaning. Inspire memories on how despite that. That's what we build our conventions on. Sorry, it's so banal. I'm just tired and frustrated. Let's talk about something more specific then. What do you remember about the time we first met? Yeah. Shit, not a lot, actually. Those were gloomy, anxious days, I think. Subconsciously replaced most of them with blank spaces. Remember you trying to paint your hair black? Ouch, don't dig up my drum now, okay? Then when we first talked, we talked about Hasu? I'd say Hasu, it's low-key racist, I think. Nobody ever knows about... What do you mean by house? That shows the asshole doctor. Another Japanese haunted house horror film that feels like it was written by a 7-year-old with ADHD. In the best way. Duh. We're arguing which characters from the movie both of us are. You were Kung Fu and I ended up as Prof, which was rude. You were dressed up like a total nerd, not my fault. What's the deal with that suit? I like that suit. Yeah, it's okay, I remember helping you with graphic design whenever you needed it. If I remember you needing help with writing or something that tended to happen far more often. Now to develop a fun showed us that were similar surface concerns that bind us together even before we made sure we were compatible deep down as human beings. How I'm still not sure we are, especially now with me not being a human being anymore. But hey, at least we both agree that this bedroom feels super comfy. We're always feeling left out of your social circles. Always knocking on the door from the outside. I'll forget my social circles for if I would touch snobby assholes. Yeah, but it felt weird how much they avoided me, and there's that one time with Isabella. Oh, sorry, one thing Isabella said. That one part flashed in my mind, startling and cloudy. After midnight, in that kitchen without context, she just walked up to me and she was isolated. She was suck you dry and she'll move on to the next target. That's the only thing she knows. I don't remind me of Isabella, she always resented me. So long it's all based this conjecture now. What if she really did isolate me on purpose back then? Nah, the glass is half full. Remember we chose that. The past is good and kind and all that. Better to believe in the positive version of events. Come to think of it, friend or foe. If you don't believe they're on your side, they would know it one way or the other, and then it's 100% certain they won't be on your side. Maybe optimism really is the way. Yeah, forget it, Sparrow. Let's just drop this talk. I'm frustrated enough. But I knew what he said. Sounds like a good idea. Off to sleep? Yeah, gotta get ready to go back to hell tomorrow. Right, back to work. You're working remotely again? Yeah, my office is going insane for so many reasons. I'm getting cabin fever too. And get some sound over good for you. Look who's talking. Good night, sunshine. Night. So what's on our list today? Oh, at least two. And of course, Quater knows where we live. Of course he does. Anyway, but that's it for this video. So I hope you all enjoyed, thank you all, and have a nice day or night. Till next time. Yeah, it's still weird that this here's only like night 5, and yet it feels like everything's still escalating. It feels like now we're into this whole pattern where we need to go investigate all the potential coterie members from the last coteries of New York. But do any of them really have any connection to the thing? I think a lot of them might have connections to possibly the whole Sophie thing. But still, very much up in the air on what's actually going on. But, you know, most sus people would be Arturio, just because of the way the things ended last time. And the potential clan member that probably won't be specified if they were Bruja, Tord, or Fentru. But anyway, next time.